So yeah, we've got a yin yang practice. We're not spending loads and loads of time in yin before moving into our flow, but just enough to kind of gently, softly awaken the body and the breath. So we're going to start lying down in Supta Baddha Konasana. Let me shift this up a little bit. Okay. Oh, sorry, Lily. So yes, coming to lie on your back in Supta Baddha Konasana. And if you are using the playlist, the yin and yang playlist, just pop on the first track now, which is a silent one. And then coming to settle yourself in, so soles of the feet together, knees nice and wide, and then just rolling yourself all the way onto your back. Taking a few moments to just lift the knees a couple of inches, pick up your hips, lengthen your tailbone, and then sink the bum back down, letting your outer thighs fall even heavier to the earth. And then we do a similar thing with the shoulders, just coming to wriggle and nestle the shoulder blades almost underneath the heart so that the front of the chest widens and grows. And then from there, we'll come to just lightly pick up the head, lengthen the chin towards the chest before placing the back of the head back down onto the floor. And from here, let's connect the left hand onto the heart and the right hand onto the belly, and come to spread your elbows really, really wide here so that they're supported by the floor. And then in your own time, we will close down the eyes. And just take a couple of moments here to land. A couple of moments to feel yourself just kind of grounding, sinking, settling into the space. And if you've just joined us, we're lying on our backs, soles of the feet together, knees nice and wide. Good. And then from here, if you haven't already, we let the eyelids fall even heavier in the sockets. And just take a few moments to notice kind of everything that is surrounding you. So just taking a short couple of moments to become aware of any sounds that might be surrounding you. Aware of perhaps the texture of the mat underneath you, the clothes resting on your skin. Bringing an awareness into anything that maybe you can smell or taste. Awareness into the parts of the body that are connected to the floor right now. So seeing if you can really feel, really notice the weight of the back of the head, the shoulder blades, your sacrum, pelvis, and sides of the feet. And then from here, we really kind of begin our practice. We step into this space of the self, this space of truth, of authenticity, this space where you can release away roles and responsibilities, this space where you can really kind of let yourself enjoy and celebrate being and not necessarily having to kind of do everything. So we're going to start this, we're going to open up our space ready to move and breathe and connect by taking our 2 nice long and deep clearing breaths all together. So we're going to start by taking this huge deep breath in through the nose, filling your belly, ribs and chest. And at the very top of your breath, open your mouth wide and let go of all of the air. Good. And again, we'll take another huge deep breath all the way in, drinking it in. And at the very, very top, big open mouth, we let it go, clear it out. Good. And then from here, let's close the mouth. As you start to just kind of lightly and softly move into your breath. Moving into the rising and the falling of the breath in the body. aware of how every inhale there's this feeling of expansion, like you're kind of refilling or recharging your body from the inside out. And with every exhale, there's this kind of offering to release a little further, to allow yourself to really fall, to drop in, to let go. And the kind of theme that we're going to be threading through the practice today is just this idea of letting yourself be and kind of doing what you need to do to bring you joy and peace during this time. So this kind of idea that, you know, when we have time on our hands, it can be really lovely and really inspiring and positive to set out goals and, you know, tasks and to learn new things or to really, you know, immerse yourself in certain practices. And that's great. But just seeing if this morning, as we move through this practice, you can really let yourself be as you are. So we're not having to necessarily kind of push through whatever sensations are coming up for you or any moods or energies that might be present in your body at this moment. And what I mean by that is, you know, if we're not feeling super bright, that's okay. You don't need to push through the practice if that's not what's serving you. And it might be that actually what you need this morning is to move a little further or maybe go a little bit deeper to really find that sense of joy or empowerment through moving and breathing. So instead of layering up expectation and layering up you know, all of these ideas of what's good or what's a good use of time or what's productive, instead, can you let yourself be? And let this practice be very intuitive so that we start to move and breathe and live in a way that we're taking what it is that we need to connect to our truth, to connect to our own sense of joy and peace and contentment during this very strange time. And so just kind of setting that as this umbrella of thought that will carry into the practice and that maybe you could kind of bring off and into your day as you work through your practice intuitively, checking in and seeing really what it is that you need and taking that without any guilt attached. We don't need to kind of label things as better or worse or not enough or good enough. We can just be, let yourself be. And let whatever comes up, come up, taking what you need to create this sense of maybe just a little peace within you. And then from here, we'll just return the attention, the focus back to the breath. And begin to feel this breath lengthening and deepening. So with each inhale, you feel the belly, the ribs, and the chest all expanding. And with each exhale, there's this kind of melting, this softening, relaxing the heart, the ribs, and belly. Take another full inhale in, refilling with whatever it is that you need. Exhaling to just let yourself be. And then from here, you're going to take your hands onto the outsides of the thigh. Slowly help your knees rise up and together, and then just pull the knees up and into the chest, giving yourself a little squeeze, a little cuddle. Maybe you rock lightly from side to side, just kind of massaging into the spine. And then from here, we are moving into our yin section of the practice to start with. So we're going to kind of gently open with yin before moving into our flow. But just to warm up through the joints, to kind of get everything warm and awakened, we'll interlace the hands over the right shin, lifting the sole of the left foot to the sky on an inhale, pressing up and out through the heel. And on an exhale, just slowly start to lengthen your left leg down to the floor underneath you. And then from there, we'll wrap the hands onto the back of the right thigh, still bending into the knee, like you're kind of trapping your hands in between your calf and your hamstring. On an inhale, flex into the right foot, pull the thigh towards the belly and soften your shoulders. And on an exhale, let's start to press the sole of this right foot high towards the sky, not forcing it to straighten, but just allowing the back of the thigh to elongate. On the inhale, let's bend the knee towards the belly. And then exhale, think about pressing and extending the sole of the foot high towards the sky. Take 2 more like that for me. Your time, your breath. So with every inhale, you're bending the knee and filling up with space. And with every exhale, you're really kind of utilizing the space that you've created with your breath by pressing and rising through the foot. Good. On a breath in, bend into the knee. You're going to take your left hand, place it around the outside of the right thigh. This might be where, if you have a bolster, you kind of slide it on the left hand side of your body, ready to hold onto your knee. It's not necessary, but it's there if you fancy it. And then from there, wherever you are, move the right elbow wide into a cactus shape. Elbow falls in line with the shoulder, back of the hand rests on the earth. Take an inhale, pull the right thigh closer towards the heart. And as you breathe out, we move this into a twist. So very softly and slowly, just carrying your right knee across the body and over towards the left. Now, as you slowly twist, and it's really important that we move slowly. Sometimes in yin, we kind of are like, right, I know this one. Yank the leg across the body. And then we start to stress out the nervous system. We kind of don't really let the body find its own expression of the pose. Whereas if you can move slowly, not only through yin, but through our flow, often your body will create these little tweaks and adjustments that it needs to create for you to find the deepest release, or the release that might be most healing or serving for you right now. So going slowly, again, if you have props for that right knee, it can be a really lovely time just to support it. And then from there, have a little play with kind of how high or how low the knee falls. So maybe you pull the knee right up in towards the sternum, or maybe it lines up a little more in line with your belly button. Just playing around with what feels good. And then from there, we soften, sliding the left shoulder blade up, out and away. So I quite like to kind of dig into the left elbow, lift the left shoulder blade, and then just scoot it to the side. Keeping the head in neutral, or just kind of lazily rolling your head and your nose towards the right shoulder. So we create this little release through the neck. Breathing here as you allow the right shoulder and the right knee to fall heavily in an opposite direction. Maybe you favor one or the other. Maybe you favor more of the knee moving down or the shoulder moving down, or perhaps you just find this kind of authentic blend of the two. Acknowledging that you can absolutely stay here. And if you want to add a little variation, we move into cat pulling its tail. So again, even if you know the pose, take this curiosity into your body, take this kind of beginner's mind on, as you slowly start to bend your left knee, so the one that you're not holding. We then reach the right hand forwards, picking up your head, picking up this left foot. You find the big toe side of it. And then from there, we drop the left foot and knee down, sliding your left knee across to the right hand side. So instead of pulling the knees together, slide that left knee backwards as you replace the head back on the floor and start to feel the right shoulder grounding heavily towards the floor. Mine is miles off of the floor, so don't worry about kind of where it is. It's just about connecting to, again, what feels good here. So always focusing less on aesthetics, moving more into sensation. So moving into the sensational body. What tweaks can you create to find that release of the spine, that twisting and rinsing of the lower back? And also, what tweaks can you take if you've got the foot to find more of a release through your left quadricep, through your thigh? Perhaps you need to move the knee a little further back. Good. Being here for just another couple breaths. And see if you can really let your breath flow fully here. Sometimes just deep breathing creates more of a twist, creates more sensation by really letting yourself expand with your inhale. And then fall and soften with your exhale. Lovely, everyone. Take one more full breath in. And one more full breath all the way out. We're going to start by releasing your left foot, so lengthening the left leg. Slowly draw your head and then your right knee back up through center. Pull the right knee up in towards the chest. Just realign the spine here by taking a little rock from side to side, massaging into this right thigh. And then from there, both knees pull into the chest. You give yourself a little squeeze, a little cuddle, rocking, rolling side to side, maybe even kind of forwards and backwards. And then from there, we interlock the hands over the left shin. Lift the right foot with an inhale, flex out through the foot, awaken the toes. Before exhaling, to slowly lower that right leg all the way down to the floor underneath you. Good, nice work. Take your hands onto the back of the left thigh. Inhale, we draw the knee towards the heart, soften your shoulders. And then exhale, we press the sole of this left foot high up in towards the sky, extending through the heel. On an inhale, bend the knee towards the heart. Good, and then exhale, think about extending high through the heel, pressing out through the sole. Good, you've got just two more, your time, your breath, seeing if you can use up every single drop of breath in your body. So every moment of your inhale, you're bending the knee, drawing it in, and every moment of your exhale, you're extending the thigh, lengthening it out. Good, on your next inhale, bend the knee. Exhale, take your right hand to the outside of the left thigh. If you had props on your first side, move them now to the right side of the mat. Left elbow moves into that half cactus shape, so just lazily kind of flopping the elbow onto the floor. Back of the hand drops. As you breathe in, draw this left knee closer. And as you breathe out, keep it close as you move it into a twist. So very, very slow, very, very soft. The inside of the knee, shin and foot start to root towards the floor. Again, I quite like to push into the right elbow here, pick up the right shoulder blade and just scoot it wide. And then maybe you realign through the neck, rolling the chin slightly closer towards the chest, lengthening through the back of the neck. Or perhaps you create that easy twist of the head, rolling your head towards your left shoulder. Whatever feels best for you. And we take this first just minute or so to land. So even if you know that you're going to be moving on to that variation, can you practice again being in the shape, not having to constantly adjust or change or shift. Sometimes just kind of letting yourself rest and bathe in your breath and in the shape is enough. So let this moment be enough for you. You can always play around with moving a little or adjusting that left arm. The height of the left arm can create really big shifts or big different sensations in the chest here. So have a little play with just kind of waving around that left arm if you want to. I always like this idea of trying to keep as much contact of the back of the hand and the earth as possible. Take another full inhale. Just do what you're doing. And a big exhale to soften. And then maybe you carry on breathing like this, staying as you are. Or perhaps you move into cat, pulling its tail. So bending the right knee, heel towards the left bum cheek. Take your left arm forwards, picking up your head. We catch a hold of the big toe side of the left foot with the hand. And then once you have it, we drop back down, softening the side of the foot towards the floor, sliding that right knee as far away from your left as you physically can get it. So it scoots in opposite direction. Yeah, good, lovely, good work. Because this is a pretty deep sensation, or it's a pretty deep twist, if your head feels weird to the left, don't force it. Our neck is a very kind of, or it can be quite a pliable space of the body. And that's great, but sometimes kind of moving it around too much or straining it to move into a really big twist can actually just really stress out the neck. So be kind to yourself. adapt and shift and modify and embellish the practice with little shapes and pockets and tweaks and adjustments that feel good, that feel serving. When you're in a shape and you're like, okay, this is good, this is where my body and my mind and my heart wants to be, let yourself be there. Let the breath flow here. Let the breath now do the work. You have one more deep, full breath in to completely fill yourself up. And one more full breath out to completely and utterly empty the breath. Good. And then from here, we're going to gently let go of that right leg, straighten it out. Draw the head through center, begin to roll onto your back. Left knee towards the chest, just realigning through the pelvis, scooting it to the center, giving yourself a little rock side to side, and then drawing both knees into your chest. We'll take the hands onto the backs of the thighs and just begin to slowly rock and roll up and down your spine. And take your time here, be kind to yourself as always. Take a couple breaths, a couple moments just to feel, to move and adjust. Good, one more big rock back and roll up. And then from there, crossing the feet or swiffing, that's not a word. Moving them, swishing them to the side, we move into a tabletop shape. That was where that was going. We move into a tabletop shape, whatever happened, wherever you are. Okay, so coming to find yourself on your hands and your knees. And we'll take a few moments just to really kind of check in with the alignment here. So as always, spreading the fingers nice and wide as you plant the wrists underneath your shoulders and the knees are underneath your hips. And the fingertips are spread super, super wide as we start to find a little connection to our hasta bandha, your hand lock. So this rooting of fingertips and knuckles into the earth, and then almost imagining that there was a little kind of rising energy through the center of the palm. Now from here, curl the lower belly in and up towards the back of your spine. So now your tailbone is pointing to the back of the room. It's not tucking under and it's not tilting upwards. It's nice and long, which should feel like your lower back is also kind of really lovely and elongated. And that's what we want. That's what we want to feel and create here. Then from there, you're just going to start to tuck your right toes under and straighten the right leg back behind you. So the ball of the foot stays connected to the floor. And once you find that, just take a little rock backwards and forwards on this right leg, keeping the breath flowing as you wake up through the sole of the right foot, into the toes, the back of the knee, the calf. And then the next time you find that kind of happy medium space where your weight is shifted into the hands, but also there's a little pressure on the top of that left foot, we're going to start to float the right heel up and back behind you. And as your right heel floats, if you've been in class last week, we've done this quite a bit, and it's a different sequence, but we have kind of done this extended leg tabletop quite a bit. We've been talking a lot about how here it's really tempting to drop the belly and the ribs and let your kind of chest fall in between your shoulder blades. And I really want you to start to reverse this by pushing the earth away, curling the lower belly into the back of the spine, and then lifting your right leg as high as it will go. But you shouldn't feel anything in your lower back. You should feel your right bum cheek having to engage really strongly here, because nothing is moving in your spine. Your lower belly is locked on, your lower back is long, your tailbone is pointing back. So now the leg can only lift with your bum, which is good. That's what we want. Now from here, take a long full breath in for me. And as you exhale, you're going to send your right leg out to the right hand side so that your right big toe is pushing forwards and the little toe side of the foot is rising to the sky. And it's in line with your right hip. As you inhale, float the right heel straight back behind you. And then exhale, go across the other side. So you're going to extend the right leg back and behind your left. So if you were to look over your left shoulder, you could see the foot hovering. As you breathe in, look forwards, take the right leg behind you. And then exhale, keep the gaze forwards, take your right leg out to the right hand side. You can look at the foot if you want to see how high it is, but otherwise gaze forwards. Breathe in, take the heel back. Exhale, twist. One more like this. Inhale, push back. Exhale, take the right leg all the way to the side. Keep it nice and high for me. Inhale, take it back. And then exhale, twist, place the toes onto the floor so they'll be off of your mat. You're going to push the heel away, look over your left shoulder, dip the hips to the right hand side and pause, breathing a little space into the right side of the body. Take a full inhale in. Lovely, full exhale out. Now from here, as you breathe in, look forwards, take your right heel back. Hold it there. I'm going to move sides, but stay as you are. Exhale, take your right leg out towards the right hand side. So like we did before, we're going to take it wide. And then from there, place the foot to the floor so that your right foot is in line with your left knee. Then from here, breathe in, pick up your hips, lift the heart forwards. And as you exhale, begin to crawl your hands to the top right corner of your mat and beyond. So we move into a little side bend. And then from there, breathe in, lift the chest to the thumbs. And as you exhale, soften the heart down towards the earth. So it's this variation of Anahatasana, melted heart to earth pose, but in a deep side bend. If this is weird or too much, take regular Anahatasana. So hands and arms forwards, heart melting to the floor. It's the same exact thing, but just shifted to the right a little. And then pause. Glue that left palm into the floor, but roll the left shoulder back and feel like you're kind of hugging the shoulder blades in towards one another. Breathing into that left flat, so the sides of the back. This part of the body can get really tight when we do lots and lots of yoga. So breathing into this. Feel one more full inhale in. Good, pressing into the right little toe as you exhale all of the air out. Now from here, you're going to start to pull into the belly to lift the head and heart. Walk the hands forwards and then begin to walk your hands to the left. Again, I'm going to move position so that you can see, but stay where you are. So you've walked your hands forwards, you now walk your hands towards the left. Keep going until your left hand moves underneath your left shoulder and this right arm can then circle up towards the sky as we move into a half side plank. But you're not on the long side of the mat like I am. You're still on the side. So your left hand and your right foot are not on your yoga mat. Then from there, we find this big reach and this big extension higher through the right arm. As you press down through the left palm, draw your hips forwards and arc your chest backwards. Take the right bicep by the right ear, turn the right little finger to the floor. Option 1, stay. So left hand, knee and right foot are all in one line. Option 2, lift the right leg away from the floor. Flex the foot, squeeze into the lower belly and push the heel away. Option 3, we breathe in. And on the exhale, draw elbow to knee in front of your belly button. As you inhale, extend arm forwards, leg backwards. And then exhale, same thing, elbow towards the knee. Lovely, good work. Inhale, extend. Keep lifting the right leg using your bum. And then exhale, same thing, elbow towards the knee. This time, breathe in, extend. Exhale, kick the right heel towards your right bum cheek. So you're bending the knee backwards. You're going to circle the right hand behind you, perhaps finding the little toe side of your right foot with your hand. And then if you do have the foot, draw the heel towards the hip, lift the right knee 2 inches. Options stay there, keep squeezing, or press the right foot into the hand, roll the right shoulder back and puff up the chest. Keep a little energy of the lower belly hugging in and up. Good work. Yeah, amazing. Okay, take a full breath in, hold it there. Full exhale all the way out. And then from there, you're going to re-extend the right leg and the right arm, being mindful of furniture and houseplants. Circle your right hand all the way down, left hand under left shoulder, extend your right leg back behind the right hip. We're back in that funny little half tabletop. Breathe in. Exhale, knee to nose, come up onto your fingertips and step your right foot just in front of your right fingertips. From there, you're going to adjust the feet as you need to soften your hips into a low lunge. So maybe tucking the left toes under, just scooting the knee back a little, and then placing the top of the left foot. So ideally here, when you drop your hips, the right knee stays on top of your right ankle. Maintain that. Come to the fingers and circle the arms around and up towards the sky. Pause. For some reason, I've decided that home practices are the most confusing sequences ever. and we just have to kind of negotiate with all the furniture around you. It's kind of like an obstacle course, but in yoga form, so we'll just go with it. Take a moment, lengthen the tailbone towards the back of that left knee and then soften forwards. Keep the lower belly lifted in and up to the back of the spine. We're going to hold onto the left wrist with the right hand. Breathe in, stretch the left arm up higher. And on your exhale, maintain the length, but take a little reach out to the right hand side. Think still about lengthening through the tailbone, drawing your hips up to your ribs and lifting through the lower belly. Good, yeah, nice. Breathe in, find the center. Exhale, reach your left hand forwards, your right arm backwards. Maybe your gaze travels to the right as you squeeze the shoulder blades together. And then look forwards, take the left hand to the floor. Right arm rises and it stacks on top of the right shoulder as you move into a twist. Maybe you stay, or perhaps you tuck your left toes under and pick up the left knee, hugging kneecap to bone, pressing the heel back. Take a full breath in, almost curl that right shoulder back a little. And on the exhale, circle the right arm forwards, around and down. Keep your shoulders over your wrists. You set right foot to left, plank pose. And if you're still on your left knee, it's the same thing. So you can take plank from your knees or from your toes. Pull up into the low belly. Grip down into your fingertips and breathe. Hold it there. Take a full inhale in. Yeah, good work. Full exhale out. Nice, you guys. Good connection past the bender as well for those of you that can see the hands off. Take a full breath in. Exhale, place your knees to the floor. Hold, breathe in. And then exhale all the way back into child's pose. Soften hips to heels. And just take a little sway side to side. Good. Full inhale through the nose. Open the mouth and just clear the air. Let it go. Good. Spreading the fingers. We'll pull the chin to the chest and slowly curl yourself up onto hands and knees. From here, tuck the left toes, extend your left leg back and take that little rocking backwards and forwards, spreading wide through the fingers, pressing through that left heel and then curling all the way to the tips of the toes. So you're waking up the back of the leg. Then from there, again, feel the difference. So even just for a moment, let yourself drop, let the shoulder blades pull up towards the ears, let the abdomen soften, feel the ribs kind of fully let go. And then feel the difference between this, sinking into your anatomy, as opposed to pressing the earth away, pulling the heart up and in between your shoulder blades, your lower belly up towards the back of the spine. And then we try and maintain this really beautiful, strong posture as you lift your left leg. And as the left leg rises, can you flex the left kneecap up to the bone so your leg is so straight? Take a full inhale, lift the heel as high as it'll go without arching your lower back too much. And as you exhale, turn the left toes to the left, take your whole left leg out to the left hand side, kick it in line with your hip. Inhale, take the heel back, toes flex to the earth. And then exhale, take it across and out to the right hand side. Again, you can always look over your right shoulder and just see the left toes hovering. Inhale, slide the heel back up forwards. Exhale, take the whole left leg out to the left hand side. Keep the arms straight, good. Inhale, take it back. Exhale, twist. One more each way with your breath. Inhale, back. Exhale, send it to the side, squeeze into the belly. Inhale, good, take it back. Exhale, twist, place the toes. Look over your right shoulder, send the hips a little to the left. Breathe into the left side body. And exhale all of the air out again. Good, from here, look forwards. Take the left leg backwards, inhale. Exhale, take your left leg all the way to the left and then gently place the foot to the floor. Breathe in, arch your spine. Exhale, crawl the hands forwards and to the left side of the mat. Once they can't go any further, keeping your hips stacked over the right knee and kind of through the center, we find a little softness, melting the heart, relaxing the forehead towards the floor, maybe drawing again the sides of the back in towards one another, but feeling the sides of the body begin to stretch and lengthen. Every breath in, breathing in more space. And every exhale, letting yourself ease into that space. Pause. Lovely. Finding your Ujjayi breath, we take one more inhale. Good, and one more exhale. So again, stay where you are, but just begin to bring a little more energy into the belly. Use that to lift your head and elbows. Walk the hands forwards and then all the way towards the right. Right hand under right shoulder, left arm towards the sky. So we're in a half side plank, and your right hand and your left foot probably aren't on your mat. Then from there, you're going to lift into the low belly, draw your hips forwards. Option 1, stay. Option 2, pick up your left leg, flex through the foot. Okay, I'm going to stay facing this way. Take your left bicep by your left ear, reach through the fingers. Option, stay there, or breathe in. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, push the left leg back and up. Use the side of your bum. And then exhale, same thing, elbow towards the knee. Lovely. Inhale, extend, shoot back. Exhale, elbow to knee, maybe negotiating with some household objects here. Inhale, take it back. And now exhale, squeeze left heel to bum cheek. Either stay there, work your hamstring strength by pulling your heel in, or circle the left hand back and find the foot. So this is less strong and a little more stretchy. It's up to you, whatever you need. So what do you need right now? Is it something that's softer? Is it working with strength, or is it working with big opening? We hold the foot, pull the heel to the bum. Maybe this feels great for your quad if you've done a lot of kind of, again, yoga or HIIT workouts or that kind of thing, walking. Or perhaps you press the foot into the hand and you find openness and expansion across the chest. So it's always up to you, your body, your practice. Again, none of these options that I've just said are better, worse, more advanced or less advanced. Nothing is that kind of way through our practice, really. So take what you need, embellish your practice. What do you need from this moment? Let yourself take it, let yourself be there. Breathe in. Exhale, re-extend. Circle your left arm around into the floor. As your hands come under your shoulders, your left leg goes back in line with the hip. Breathing in. Exhale, knee to nose, round your spine. Pop up onto your fingertips and step your left foot, if you can, in front of the left toes. Maybe shifting that right knee back an inch before rolling the arms to the sky and lifting into low lunge, Anjaneyasana. Okay, good. Take an inhale, lift your hips just a little, lengthen your tailbone. And then exhale, draw in through the lower belly as you soften forwards. The left toes fan wide. We curl the right hip forwards, left hip tucks back just a little. Hold your right wrist, breathe in, stretch it up taller. Good, and then exhale, curve to the left. As you curve to the left, notice if you are very mobile in your back, are you kind of sitting in your spine here? If that is the case, pull your hips up higher so you're not letting yourself go into that full range of motion, and then take the side bend. So we want to feel it through the right side of the body. Again, not really into the lower back here. Nice. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, right arm forwards. Left arm backwards. We move into a twist. Draw your shoulder blades together on your upper back. Spreading the fingers. Nice. Breathe in, look forwards, reach forwards. Exhale, right palm to earth, left arm to sky, maybe you stay. Perhaps you tuck your right toes and you pick up your right kneecap. Curling the left hip behind the knee, pressing out through the right heel, breathing in. Before exhaling to reach bicep by ear, look down, hand to the floor and step into plank pose, knees or toes. Curl into the lower belly, pull the kneecaps up on the front of the thighs, breathe in. Exhale, knees or toes, bend the elbows past the ribs. This time let's lower all the way onto the belly. Uncurl the toes as you roll shoulders onto upper back. Inhale, heart presses forwards for low cobra. Exhale, journey to the knees, curl the toes under, and then let's rise hips to sky, moving up and back into the first downward facing dog of your practice. Lovely. Good, hold it there. Take a full inhale through your nose. And then let's open the mouth wide and let it all back out again. And again, full inhale in. Nice big open mouth, clear it out and let it go. Good. You're going to walk your feet out to the corners of the mat, so really, really wide. And as the feet walk wide, come high up onto your tiptoes, taking a huge breath in. Before exhaling to twist both of your heels to the right hand side. So you're on the little toe side of right foot, big toe side of left foot, pause. Press more weight into the right foot, send the hips to the right, but keep them lifted.
Inhale, rise through center. Exhale, heels to the left. Pause. Draw in through the ribs, in through the belly. Roll the shoulders back away from the ears, but hug your inner elbows together. Inhale, we rise. Exhale, as you place the heels, turn the heels in and the toes out. Walk the hands towards the feet, and as you do so, bend your knees lots and start to sit yourself down into Malasana Yogi Squat. So again, if your knees maybe don't enjoy this or your ankles don't enjoy this, you can always come a little bit higher and bring forearm to thighs. The heels never have to touch the floor. This could be tightness through the kind of the lower space of the calf, through the ankle, or it might be that your ankle joint just doesn't really like that deep compression, and that's fine. Of course, if they can touch the floor, let them. Fingertips can be on the floor or hands to the heart. Pause, breathe in, lift the heart to the thumbs. And then exhale, feel your shoulder blades sliding down your back body as the crown of the head rises. And even if your heels aren't on the floor, just shift a little bit more weight into the feet. Take the right fingertips wide, keeping your elbow on the inside of the knee. And then from there, we'll trace a line with your left fingertips up your right shoulder, the right collarbone, the left shoulder. Peel that left shoulder back and then extend the left arm to the sky. Maybe your gaze follows that left hand as we spread the fingers wide, and instead of kind of just flinging the arm up in space, can you draw and stretch your shoulders apart from one another and grow as big as you can. Lovely, breathing in. Exhale, release the left fingertips down and wide. Right fingers come to your left shoulder, your left collarbone, right collarbone. Roll your right shoulder back with your right fingertips. Look up and then extend your right arm. Again, palm is spread wide here. So how wide can you stretch the fingertips apart? Curl the right shoulder blade back and the left shoulder blade back. Press more into your right little toe, sending the knee wide. Good, breathing in. Exhale, release the right fingers, hands come towards the earth under the shoulders. You pick up your hips as you fold forwards, turn your toes forwards and just inch the feet in until they're about hip width. Breathing in to take the hands to the shins, we rise up halfway, bring in length. And then exhale, send more weight onto your toes as you bow. Bend your knees, tuck your chin in towards your chest, and in slow motion, roll yourself up to standing. But take your time, vertebrae by vertebrae. At the very top, we lift the head, circle the arms to the sky, breathing in to lift the gaze. And then exhale, bring the hands, press them into heart center. Take an inhale through the nose. And then big open mouth, we let it go. Good. How's everyone feeling so far? All okay? All well? Yeah, grab some water if you want some. And when you're ready, come back to the back of your mat. Okay, so yeah, we're good for time. Okay. So if you have a block or a book, you won't necessarily need it. This is fine to practice prop free, but you might want it. And if you are going to have it, actually, if you've got 2 blocks or books and you know you've got kind of tight hamstrings, that can also be good. But don't stress if it kind of ruins the flow of the practice. You can always modify with just bending your knees. But you might want your block near the top of your mat. So if you want to have that ready, go for it. And then when you're ready, the feet come hip width at the back of the mat. We roll the shoulders onto the upper spine, revealing the palms of the hands so that they face forwards. Breathe here. Fill inhale in, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, feel this wash of kind of apana, this downward grounding, rooting energy. So it's almost like when you breathe in, the front of the body lifts. And as you breathe out, the back of the body softens. Good, bend your knees. Reach the fingertips past the floor. Stay with Ujjayi as you inhale, arms to sky. And as you exhale, forward fold. Send the hips high and bow the head, bow the heart. Breathing into a halfway lift, hands to the shins. Exhaling to soften the knees, plant the hands and take lots of tiny steps with your hands, really feeling the earth underneath you as you crawl out into plank pose. Inhale, rock to the tiptoes. And then exhale for Chaturanga, halfway or to your belly. Take it soft or a little deeper as you breathe in, rise the heart. And then exhale, journey hips to sky, downward facing dog. The weight comes into the left leg. We're going to breathe in to sweep the right heel up to the sky. Keep the hips level. And on your exhale, draw knee to nose, lift up onto your left hip toes, look forwards and softly place the right foot through and between the palms. As the right foot comes through, you're going to rise up onto your tented fingertips. And this might be where if you have 2 blocks or books, you grab them to pop underneath your fingers. Now breathe in for me, scoop the chest forwards. And on the exhale, we're going to lift the hips towards the sky. Start to lengthen this right leg, but don't worry about it fully straightening. Just think about lifting it. As you curl the right hip back, draw your left hip forwards and find a little fold. Maybe the elbows soften as you bow head and heart over the right thigh. We're going to work through this with your breath. So bending your right knee as you inhale, lift the chest. Keep pulling, left kneecap up to the bone. And then exhale. Lift the hips and forward fold. Inhale, bend the right knee, squeeze your back thigh. Exhale, lift the hips, curl the right hip back, left hip forwards. This time, breathe in, bend the knee. Exhale, plug down into just your left fingertips, not the entire palm, just the fingers. And circle your right arm around and up to the sky. We find a twist, hold it there for me. Have a little look how we're doing. So left fingers are down, right fingers are up. You're in a twist. The fingertips are on the floor. The right hand is up to the sky. Good. Now pull your right knee into your sternum. Breathe in. And as you exhale, you're going to take your right hand back behind you. So you're reaching the fingertips all the way towards the back of the room. Then from there, look down and slightly forward, and in slow motion, can you take your left arm out in front of you, and then imagine I've got your right wrist and I'm just gently pulling you back. Good, so that your head is on top of your heart is on top of your pelvis, but you're still in a twist, so you're spiraling around. Think at the beginning through yin, the twist mostly comes from the belly, so drawing in through the navel, we lift up, and then the lower body now is dropping, so the right knee is shifting forwards, the back leg is slightly pressing away, but from above your belly button, we're rinsing and revolving. You can stay or you can take a little back bend here, right hand either to the sacrum or back of the left thigh, left bicep brushes your left ear, squeeze your left glute, so squeeze the bum, take a breath in, and then exhale, slightly curve back. As you curve back, does your right leg want to lift? Don't let it, come further into the right knee. Good, and then inhale back into your twist. As you exhale, look forward, lift the right arm to the sky, stack your right arm on top of your left, bend into the elbows, either bringing the backs of the hands together or catching your right wrist with your left hand. We find Garudasana arms. Good, pause. Soften your left knee, lengthen the tailbone towards the floor, pull the hips up towards your low belly, and then press out through the back leg until you feel a little stretch in your left hip flexor. So it might be that the leg doesn't straighten, that's okay. Inhale, lift the elbows. Exhale, soften your shoulders. Breathe in deeply. And on the exhale, bow halfway forwards. Now soften your back knee, hop the toes up just a little closer towards your right foot. Drop your chest parallel to the floor. Reach your fingers out, spread the right toes wide, and in slow motion, transition all of your weight to the right leg. Warrior 3. Soften your right knee, so try not to lock out the leg. Let's keep it a little bit soft so that we're engaging the bum, the hamstring, the calves. Everything that should be working is now hopefully switched on. Then from there, curl that left hip down and in line with your right. Flex the heel, push it up, breathe in. Exhale all of the air. Then the right knee, step left foot to the right, feet come together so we can squeeze the knees. If that's uncomfortable, hip width is fine. Then from there, look forwards, circle the arms up, chair pose. Good, we rise, lift through the heart, lift through your fingers, turn the little fingers in slightly, and then sit your bum down. Take a breath in. Exhale, half fold, so push the hips back, reach the arms forwards. We're not lifting the bum really high here. The weight is still in your heels, the arms are reaching out. Draw your ribs together. Now just gently place your fingertips onto the floor. We're not in a forward fold, definitely not. We're in chair pose, but the fingertips are on the floor or your 2 books or blocks. Now, fan the right toes wide. Hold it there. I'm going to shift around. There's a lot of shifting in today's practice. That's okay. So hold it there. Your right toes are fanned wide.
You're going to bend into the right knee still and float your left leg up and back behind you. So we're in this funny little variation of Warrior 3. The fingertips are on the floor or 2 blocks or books. The right leg must be bent. Your left leg is straight. Now breathe in, find length, look forwards. Good, and on the exhale, you're going to take your left leg out to the left-hand side. Inhale, shoot it back. And then exhale, twist it away from you, and behind the right leg. So like we did in tabletop. Breathe in, take the heel back, heart forwards. Exhale, left leg and toes to the left. Inhale, go back. Exhale, come behind you. Now place the toes on the floor again. I'm going to shift, but stay where you are. Take the left toes back to the floor behind you. Sorry, the side of the foot. So the little toe side of the left foot. Your right knee is bent, your left leg is straight. Get lighter on your fingers and press the hands to heart center. So it's like you're in chair pose, but your left leg is doing its own thing. Then from here, you turn to the right. Hook the left elbow on top of your right knee or thigh or hover and find a twist. Right palm on top of left. Still bend your right knee. Take a full breath in. Good, you've got this, you're doing amazing. Full breath all the way out for me. Yes, lovely, good, good, good. Look to the floor, release the fingers. Press down through the fingertips. Slide your left leg up and back behind you. Extend the right leg, inhale. And then exhale, step the left toes to the back of the mat. Hands come under the shoulders. Your right leg rises back up to the sky. 3-legged dog. Good, as the right leg rises, stack right hip over left and bend into your top knee. Send the kneecap up to the sky. So use a little squeeze of the right bum cheek still to lift the knee. Breathe. Inhale. Exhale, square the hips, straighten the right leg, and then place the right foot next to your left, downward facing dog. Either stay here, take a sway, a sigh, or on your next exhale, roll forwards to plank pose. Breathing in. Exhaling through a vinyasa of your choice, something that feels good, something that feels releasing. Before we journey up and back to downward facing dog. Ready for the other side. Good. Amazing. Okay. I know that was a little bit crazy, but it's all right. We've only got 2 sides of the body, so we've only got 1 side left. Find downward facing dog. Take a full breath in through the nose, and then open your mouth and let it go. The weight comes into the right leg. Inhale, float the left heel up, keep the hips squared. Exhale, knee to nose, lift the hips, rise to right tiptoes, and place your foot softly, slowly next to the thumb. Come up onto tented fingers, maybe using your books or blocks for underneath your fingertips. You're in a low lunge. Inhale, lift your chest, but try and straighten your back leg. And then exhale, keep the length of the back thigh and start to lengthen your front thigh. Lift your hips and fold over your left leg. Just a little, we're not forcing it. Soften your left hip back and encourage the right hip to come forwards. Then with your breath. Bend the left knee. Inhale, lift the chest, look up. Good, exhale, fold. We pick up the hips and bow. Twice more. Inhale, forwards. Exhale, we rise the hips and fold. Good, I like that. Was just 1 more. Breathe in, bend the knee. Hold it there. Hop your right toes in 1 inch. Stay light on your right fingertips only and circle the left arm up towards the sky. Now hold, draw your left hip behind the knee, and can you press into the big toe side of the left foot as you scoop the knee in towards the sternum. Hug the muscles in the back thigh up, take the left arm behind you. Look down and then forwards, and as slowly as you can, the slower the stronger, we reach the right arm forwards, and then we reach backwards with the left hand so that your head stacks over your heart and your heart spirals and stacks over your pelvis. Good, yeah, nice. Relax your toes, fan them really, really wide for me. And then can you really feel the ball and the heel of your left foot almost spreading wider across your mat? The ball of the right foot is grounded, the heel is lifted. You breathe in for length, lift into your lower belly. Exhale to revolve, staying or taking your mini back bend, left hand to sacrum or thigh. Right arm rises, squeeze the right bum cheek as you breathe in, lift your ribs. And then exhale, curve, just a little. Almost press your right hamstring up and into the left palm. Inhale, back into your twist.
Exhale, look forwards, lift the left arm, cross left elbow on top of right, bend the arm, so you hook to left elbow in the right. Either stay or hold left wrist for Garudasana arms. Breathe in, lift your elbows. Exhale, drop your shoulders, press the forearms away from your face. Lengthen the tailbone, pull the hips to the ribs, sink further into your left thigh. Good, breathe. Full breath in, lift the chest. Exhale, almost curve it back a little. Inhale deeply. Exhale, lean halfway forwards, bend your right knee, hop the toes up a closer, drop the chest parallel to the floor, and then spread the weight onto that left leg. Let the right leg lift up and back. Curl your right hip down in line with the left as much as you can, then flex the foot. Kick the heel back, squeeze kneecap to thigh, then lift your heel. The left knee or leg is still bent, just a little bit. Breathe in. Exhale the air. Bend your left knee and right knee. Step the feet together or hip width. Full circle of the arms, chair pose. Good. Lovely. Send your weight back and into the heels. Breathe in. Exhale, half forward fold. Inhale, reach out through the hands, back through your bum. Exhale, fingertips placed lightly on the floor. Look at your left foot, pick up your toes. Fan them, soften them. Keep your left leg in exactly the same shape so it's bent. And then take your right leg up and back behind you. So the left leg will want to straighten here. Bend it, curl the right hip down in line with the left. Inhale, push the heel back, heart forwards. Exhale, take your right leg out to the right hand side. Doesn't have to be high. Inhale, take it back. Exhale, draw it across and to the left hand side. Good, inhale, take the heel back, still bend your left knee. Exhale, right leg to the right. Using your breath for me. Inhale. Exhale to the left. Now place the side of the foot on the floor. Bend the left knee, lift the heart, hands to heart center. Either stay or right elbow to outer left knee or thigh. Left palm presses. We're in a twist. Left knee bends. Right leg is straight. Good. Lovely. Breathe in. Curl into the belly as you exhale. Look down. Release the fingers. Float your right leg high to the sky on an inhale. Exhale, bend the left knee, right toe step back, hands plant, left leg lifts, three-legged downward facing dog, left leg to the sky. Breathe in, stack left hip over the right. Breathe out, bend your left knee, and then pause. Anchor the kneecap up to the ceiling, level through the shoulders just a little bit more for me. Puff the right shoulder up and in line with the left. Press into fingertips. Maybe your right heel gets heavy to the floor behind the middle toe. Keep lifting that left knee. Breathe in. Exhale, straighten the legs, square the hips. Downward facing dog. Either stay there, sigh, sway, or ripple forwards. Work through a vinyasa with your breath, with any option that feels good, before we journey up and back into our home base of downward facing dog. Good. Take a full breath in. Big open mouth, sigh, let it go. Good. I'm going to step the feet out as wide as the mat. Turn your heels in, your toes out. Walk the hands to the feet, and as you do this, bend the knees, sit back, and into Malasana. Good. Fingertips to the floor or hands to heart center. Roll the shoulders, draw the chest forwards, and breathe. Full inhale in. Full exhale all the way back out again. One more breath in for length. And one more breath out to soften. From here, hands are either going to come behind you to help you sit down, or reach the arms forwards, tuck the chin, slowly come to sit all the way onto your bum, and then lengthen the legs out in front of you. Good, nice work everyone, well done. Okay, so we scoot the bum back just a little bit so that you're really rolling, tilting forwards on your pelvis. I'm knackered. That was harder than I thought it was going to be. So you can start with soft knees. In fact, let's all start with soft knees, just because then you can straighten your legs and it feels much nicer, I think. So the bum is back, your knees are bent, your feet are flexed. You're going to circle the arms to the sky, breathing in. And on the exhale, lifting into the belly, we reach forward. So this is still kind of part of our flow as opposed to yin. A yin forward fold is very, very soft and relaxed. We're going to still flex the feet, lift into the abdomen. As you breathe in, soften the hands to the floor, but lift the heart. And as you breathe out, almost feel like you're dragging the hands back towards you. So glue them into the floor, but feel like you're dragging them back as you pull the heart forwards. Inhale, find space. Exhale, maybe you ease yourself further into that space. Perhaps the heels start to slide and shuffle forwards to create more sensation through the backs of the thighs. It's not necessary, but it's there if you want it. Breathe in for length, lift through the heart. Breathe out, draw yourself in. One more like that. Big inhale. Good, and full exhale. Nice. And then from there, you're going to look forwards. Breathe in, take the arms up to the sky. Exhale, circle the hands next to your hips and then step the hands 2 hand widths behind your hips. Fingertips point forwards. Zip the legs together. Now, softer option is to bend your knees, feet flat to the floor. Slightly stronger. Keep the legs straight. Draw them together and point your toes. Now, breathe in, push the earth away, lift the chest. This might be where you stay, Katie. This might be where you want to stay, but feel it out. Or you can press down into the hands and the heels, lift the bum up and away from the floor. We find our reverse plank or reverse tabletop. Send the hip bones high, chin towards the chest, or gaze up towards the ceiling. Squeeze the shoulder blades, breathing in, breathing out. One more inhale. Good, and then exhale, place the bum to the floor. Bring the soles of the feet together, knees nice and wide. Scoot the heels close towards the bum. Fingertips come back behind you. You just kind of walk yourself in. Then press the fingertips down and lift your chest. Pause. Feel the feet anchoring together and the knees softening towards the floor. Then maybe take a little lean forwards from here if this is intense, or keep the length of the spine, hands come onto the ankles or the feet. We breathe in to lift the chest wider. And on the exhale, keep the length, draw the heart forwards, roll the shoulders backwards. Maybe your elbows snuggle into the inner thighs. Maybe they come to the outside of the shins. You press the shins back as you project the heart forwards. Good, nice work everyone. Take 2 more breaths. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, draw yourself in just a little. Good, nice work. Last breath in. And last full breath out. Gently lift yourself up. Take the hands to the knees. Oh, nearly knocked the mic over. Help your knees come up together and then pop on any layers that you might want. Grab any sips of water that you'd like to take before we come to lie down. And when you're ready, we scoot forwards, feet to the earth, reach the arms out in front of you. Tuck your chin in towards your chest and slowly, 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 softly roll all the way onto your back. And once you're on your back, let's give the knees a little squeeze in and rock side to side, massaging into your spine. Maybe you stay with this. Maybe move this into a happy baby, digging the knees into the armpits, reaching the hands to the little toe sides of the feet, pressing soles to sky, knees wide, sacrum and tailbone lowers towards the floor as your chin tucks towards the chest. Almost imagine, even though this isn't possible, that you could press every single piece of your spine on the floor, including the back of the neck. Take a full breath in. And a full breath out. Now from there, I'm going to draw the heels back into the bum. Draw the knees towards the chest. And then everyone lift your feet to the sky. Lift your hands up to the sky. So like a little, I was going to say dead bug then, but that's really morbid. So feet up, arms up. And then from here, just start to circle your ankles and circle your wrists. Spread your fingers wide and then scrunch them into a fist. Spread the toes and then point them. And then from there, let that movement move more into your elbows and your knees. And then maybe you keep kind of softening and circling, or maybe you just start to shake Looks a little bit crazy, but it's okay, I'm here with you. So shake your hands, shake your feet, shake your ankles, shake your wrists, shake your elbows and your knees. Like you're having a tantrum, shake it out, let it go, take a deep breath in, keep shaking, faster and faster and faster. And then exhale, we drop and move into an open, wide space for Shavasana. So maybe your feet come towards the earth, wider than your mat, and your arms fall wider by your side. Or maybe you're happier in a more closed in space. Maybe the arms are even above the head, but you're open, free and soft. Lengthen the back of the neck and the lower spine, and then when you're ready, close your eyes. Just give yourself these final couple of moments, these final little pockets of the practice, just to soften. To allow yourself to fully be in the space in your body, letting whatever may need to be a little more nourished or kind of healed or connected, letting it have this time to do exactly that, to nourish, to heal, to connect. And really seeing this time as exactly what it is. It's your own time. So let yourself fall into that comfort of yourself. That comfort of knowing that you are enough without even trying or doing. You are enough. And we drink that in as you spend the next couple of moments here just being. And then very softly, just beginning to bring your awareness back into this moment, back into the body, falling heavier on the earth underneath you, back into the quality of air that
swells and surrounds your body. Take a deep breath in and fill your belly, your ribs and your chest. And then just open the mouth wide and let go of the air. Starting to create little sparks of movement in your fingertips and in your toes. Letting the body do what it wants to do to reawaken. Maybe that's just being still for a moment or two longer. And when you're ready, in your own time, let's just come to make our way onto the side of the body. So bending at the knees and rolling to the right or left. Take a breath just to be there, to really let yourself kind of fall there before eventually coming to rise all the way up and into a comfortable seated position. We'll take the backs of the hands to the thighs, close down the eyes, and just give yourself this final moment, this final little pocket of your practice to be, to sit, to connect to yourself. Putting forward this offering of gratitude for your body, its health and strength and capability. And an offering of gratitude for yourself just for stepping into this space today. Letting yourself feel your way through your practice. I'm going to finish our practice with just one round of Bhramari breath. I've been really into taking this breath at the end just to kind of help you connect back into the sound of your voice and connect into those kind of deeper spaces within us where you let them start to reawaken. So if you want to join me, you don't have to, there's no pressure, everyone is muted, but if you want to join me, take the hands together, press the thumbs into the sternum, take an inhale through the nose, and then just open the mouth, clear it out, let it go, and then we get ready to hum, so breathing in. Take a breath in, send your palms up to the sky. And on the exhale, draw the thumbs to the forehead for kind thoughts, thumbs to the lips for kind words, and thumbs to the heart for kind actions. Thank you for sharing your beautiful practice with me this morning.